We are experiencing a rather pretty sunrise this morning at this moment. And now, as I mentioned at the close of yesterday's episode, I wasn't going to do any videoing of putting the railings on. We've got one of our little guns is falling over here. Maybe I am going to have to glue those down. It keeps wanting to fall forward. I noticed that with this one too. I guess it's just the way it's... Anyway, we'll worry about that when it comes time to put the ship in the case. Now, today's episode is probably going to be one of those episodes that has very little to do with the model ship and a whole big bunch of stuff to do with... the way the description to my vlog here, to the video, it sort of says it's not always about the model. I sometimes get sidetracked. Now, I don't think it uses the word sidetrack, but that's what happens. Now, why is my thermometer and my blood pressure gauge doing over here? Well, it's to remind me to tell you that yesterday afternoon, after I had uploaded yesterday's episode, I started not feeling good. Now, I knew I was tired because I'd been outside for quite a while with that crazy snowblower, and I'm just not used to doing that kind of stuff. And it was really cold yesterday. Anyway, we don't need to talk about that. Mind you, what is it right now? It's minus 25.9 at the moment. It might actually be a little colder, I'm not sure. Now, mind you, that's what it is where that particular thermometer transmitter is. And that's the one that's on the side of the house. I think that's the warm one. If I was to check the one in the backyard, like where the bird feeder is, that's on the fence in the back, it might be a little colder. But anyway, I'm starting to ramble here. Now, so I wasn't feeling too good, and I got kind of worried because, at this stage in everybody's life, you don't feel good right away. You think of COVID-19 or something like that, or this new variant that's going around. And I have only had 2 shots. I haven't had my booster yet, and so, I was getting kind of worried. So I took my blood pressure a couple of times. I took my temperature a couple of times, and everything was in normal parameters. So I thought, well, that's good, I guess. And I went to bed early, and I woke up late. We're getting kind of a late start here, at least for me. Oh, that is a pretty sunrise. Yeah, that does look nice. So we'll have to do something about that in at the end of today's episode, I think. I slept for about 10 hours, almost straight through, except for having to get up and go to the bathroom a few times. Well, that's a lie. I only had to get up twice. Come to think of it, I only had to get up once. Yeah, anyway, I'm starting to go into personal details. Oh, there's our sun. It's coming up. I see it there by Merv's flag. Yeah. Anyway, this is going to be one of those episodes that people probably have clicked off by now, and they don't want to hear about my problems. Let's just get on with it and see what happens. I'm not planning on... I have turned the ship around, as you can see, and I'm not planning to do any videoing of putting the various pieces of railing on this side because we already did it on the other side. And as I mentioned, it's just mirror image. Why bother, right? I mean, I've done that to death now. I'm just going to push stop here. I think I've said everything I want to say. I'm just sort of looking at the sunrise right now and thinking how pretty that looks. Anyway, we'll see you a little later, and maybe by the end of today I'll have had this railing on. Oh, here's another one that's falling over. I think a couple of episodes ago I was mentioning that maybe my grandson might like to come over and watch me use the snowblower. Well, as it turned out, he was not able to come over today. So I said I'll do a real good job of videoing it, and he'll be able to see that. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes here. When I pulled my curtain back and looked out my front window this morning, I could see fresh rabbit tracks around my car, where I had used a snowblower yesterday, where it was easy to hop. Yeah, why hop in the deep snow if you can hop where it's easy to walk, right? Well, it's not easy to hop to get to the backyard on the way to the bird feeder where the carrot patch is, or carrot pad. And I thought, I guess I better get out there and clear that. And I wasn't looking forward to it. Well, in a way, I was. I wanted to see how it was going to go, but with this cold weather, it's not that much fun. Now, it seems to me I'm doing a lot of complaining about the cold weather. Well, wait till you're 75, and you'll be complaining about it too.
See the rabbit tracks?
In the past, you've seen me start this by using the pull cord. Well, I like to see if I can start it on the first pull. It's probably a guy thing. Anyway, yeah. Well, sometimes it does start on the first pull, but usually it's the second or third. Anyway, it does have an electric start. Now, I guess you might say it's sort of unfortunate that I did not have the sound turned on, the camera in the back. Yeah, so you're just going to have to use your imagination here while we watch an old-fashioned silent film. Yeah, it was going to be just too hard to dub in the sounds and sync it all up, if you know what I mean, from cameras that did have sound to the one that didn't. Yeah, sorry about that. What can I say? I didn't do anything on the ship today. At least not yet. Maybe in tomorrow's episode, I'll have a rollback and prove that I did do something today. But this has got to be my worst model ship episode to date. The good news is they can only get better, right? In just a little over half an hour, I've got a neighbor coming over for coffee, and I haven't even done my final edit yet. It's just been one of those days. Just couldn't get at it. Thanks for watching, everybody, if you're still watching. And all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.